Welcome to Beauty and the Biz, conversations that empower, inspire, and educate women in the beauty industry. My name is Stephanie. I'm here tonight with Karen, Desiree, and Karina, all of which work in the beauty industry.
Hello, I'm Karen. I am one of the owners of Salon Modus. I own it with my best friend Jennifer, who couldn't be here today. But we are in our 4th year of ownership, and it's going okay, I think.
It's going great.
It's going great.
Hi, how are you? My name is Desiree. I'm a salon owner and I have my own business, and I've been doing hair for about 25 years now and love what I do. Absolutely love it.
Hi, I'm Karina Morrow and owner of Willow's Coke Salon located in Mineola, and we've been open for 2 years.
How do you turn that into turning passion into profit? I know for me, in regards of permanent makeup, all of my clients always ask me, how did I get started doing what I did? And for me, as you guys know, I used to work at European Wax Center, so I started brow sculpting eyebrows then, right? And then everybody was trying to grow out their eyebrows. So the transition of just going from brow sculpting to then doing permanent makeup was really easy because I already had the clientele for me, right? I never knew I would actually fall in love with doing eyebrows and sculpting and creating symmetry. And it was a shock to all of us that I actually ended up having an eye for it. And here we are. I was able to turn something that I was passionate about into a business that I love doing every single day. Being able to help people has really just brought such severe joy into my life. Right. So I guess, Karen, how have you been able to do that?
Well, I absolutely love what I do. I love making my clients feel happy and loving what the outcome of their hair is by the end of our appointment. I started doing hair since I was 16. I had curly hair, so my mom had no idea.
I remember when I was your model.
Yes. So
crazy. It's like a full circle moment.
God.
And then you were my brow model.
Yes.
Actually, all of you guys technically were, but
yeah. I think that's how you start. You got to learn. It takes a lot. You got to hustle, which I feel like a lot of people think that when you get into this industry, it's so easy and glamorous, and you can listen to whatever you want to listen to. You could dress however you want to dress, and forgetting that you have to hustle. You still got to learn. I feel like you always got to be a student, and you have to be passionate with what you're creating and what your goal is. And now I'm getting off topic because I don't even know.
Yeah, but that's good. But you're really good.
At the end of the day,
you're talking about your passion. Yeah.
But all of what you said leads to a system, right?
Right.
If there's no system, there's no profit.
Right.
So,
consistency is everything.
I mean, we can sit here all day and talk about how much we all enjoy what we do, which is very obvious because each and every one of us has been doing it for decades.
Yeah.
Right. So, but how you transition that from being an artist to a business is exactly what you said. It has to be a system. You have to look the part. You have to brand yourself. You have to, obviously none of us got a memo, by the way, that we had all be in black. That was true. The assignment. See, we knew what the assignment was. You got to dress. You got to brand yourself. You got to look good while you do it. Everywhere I go, whenever I talk about networking and branding, I'm always in black and I'm always in red. And I'm always in something pretty short, not gonna lie. I'm 2 feet tall, so I always say I gotta wear
you gotta show those legs.
I gotta do a peplum skirt or something really nice. It's a little cold out today, so I didn't do that. But however, it's how you transition yourself from that artistry into that. And then, like you said, to the point where a lot of people are either graduating beauty school, and sometimes you don't have the education behind it to lead yourself into the successful business.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is it's not only because you represent your brand, right? You have to take pride in not only your brand, but also the way that you look and how you talk and how you present yourself when you're talking to people as well, right? Being well-rounded, educated constantly, as you were saying before, taking courses and kind of being up to date with because trends are constantly changing. Especially in the beauty industry. It's we always have to kind of be,
ahead
of what is coming out, and then not only learning it, but then also honing that skill as well and getting good at it. So because everybody
that will set you apart.
It really will.
Keeping up with that education.
Yeah.
Investing in yourself.
Especially again, if it's something that you're passionate about, right? Like you want to stay in the mix and be on it with everyone.
I have to agree with you guys too
Brain
with
fart for a
presenting
second.
yourself. Just the consistency of walking in every day to your job, your hair done, your makeup done, your lipstick on. That client comes in, the way you greet them. Do you want coffee? And they're a first-time client. The next time they come in, if you don't do that, and they're looking for that consistency, like, what happened? Like, where you have to like stick with this whole consistency and presentation. They love that about you, and they're going to keep coming back, and they're going to form that relationship with you.
It's like you almost have to like, I don't want to say acting, because naturally when I'm behind the chair, there's no acting, but like, let's just say even if you had like a bad day, you have to put your game face on. Everything that happens at home, you kind of have to like leave it behind, leave it at the door, and go ahead about your day, because like you said, those clients are looking for consistency. And if you're not doing it one day, they could be like, you know what, I don't like the way she serviced me today. So maybe she's a little off.
Well, I don't know if it's happened to you, but I know if I'm like, if something's weighing heavy on my heart or on my mind, y'all know me, right? Like I don't have a poker face, and it shows, even, I hate to say it, but it can easily show in my work as well. Like if you're having an off day. So it's super, super important to kind of like leave that at the door, like the minute that you walk into your studio, disconnect, right? And just be able to just like turn it on, you know? And you have to be able to shut it off and turn it on and shut it off.
Those clients.
Turn it on and shut it off. I feel like that's, exactly. I feel like that's really big now, that I feel like this upcoming generation doesn't understand on how to do. And I guess that's where they have to learn that, yes, there's things that come up in life. There's maybe you're not feeling that well. Maybe something happened at home. But when you're coming into that door, you have to learn how to put your game face on. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this generation still has to understand that, with being on time, you know, looking the part, making time for yourself to still be that student, to educate yourself. There's a lot that goes into this industry. It's a beauty industry. So I feel like there's always a lot to learn and to when you're owning your own business. And I feel like even if you're not owning your own salon, your clients are your business. They're the people that pay you. They're the people that are tipping you.
They refer you.
They're
the ones who are referring your client. You have to look at every person that walks in that door as another referral to other people. So it's like you always have to be on. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Don't even get me started on the newer generation.
I know.
Forget it. We can be here all day.
I know. She's literally listening, and I'm like, well, it's not just me.
Exactly.
No, well, because of the fact that, you know, we all obviously started from the bottom, right? Like, we all started in the same place that they're all starting at. It's just, I don't know if it's the lack of drive, if it's laziness.
I don't know
what it is, but it's just, you know, for us, from the beginning, we always strive to be better, you know, and like get to the next step ultimately, right? You want to progress in your life, do better, make money. And I don't know, I feel like they just lack that.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many assistants we've gone through.
I think it's like they say they have the passion, and this is where passion is different, defining different, is that they want it, but they won't take the steps to achieve it. And they just want to step in the door and this is my chair, and hand me that silver platter.
Yeah, they want everything to be handed.
Yeah, and she's like, I did my hours in school and I'm ready, but like,
it's not about that.
No, it doesn't stop.
No.
The hustle doesn't stop. No. I mean, so even this day, when you open up your own space, it's like a whole...
from the chair.
Clean that toilet.
Clean it. You gotta clean it. Work your way out.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. No, it's crazy. It really is. But you'll ultimately, I mean, I thankfully found an assistant. I mean, I went through a few, right? But you ultimately do find the ones that do want to do it, and they have that hustle and they have that drive, and those are the ones you want to invest in and help, you know, be successful.
I feel like it takes a while to get that core of employees in your salon that you're just like, okay, the energy feels right here. The movement in the salon feels great, and it's just like, okay, this is my team. I feel like if someone is off or they're not doing their part,
the energy
it
off.
throws everything off.
Yeah, for sure. No, I've definitely experienced that.
I mean, supposedly the rule of thumb is you hire 3, you keep 1.
Yes.
That's usually how it
Yeah.
goes. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely narrowed down my hiring, like in the sense of like how I ask my questions, and like I've done it for so long, but I feel like I learn something different every time. Like I hire somebody and I'm like, wrong decision. You know?
Yeah.
Well, because at the end of the day, we're still learning.
I feel
We're still learning, you know, what works for us, what works for the business, what doesn't, you know.
What red flags to look for, you know.
It's all a
Which is-
learning
yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, social media.
It's exhausting.
Ugh.
I can't.
I can't
and
even
I don't
keep
even
up.
have children. I don't know how you guys do it with the kids.
I don't even do
admire
it.
it.
I don't do it.
You need to hire a team.
Well, I do.
hire a team
I have a
right here.
team. And it's still exhausting. It's just, you know,
It's a
it's so
lot.
time consuming.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Social media has taken a different
Route.
step higher, is where people will not.
You're really
go.
good with it, though. You kind
I
of.
try to be good with it. I have reels. I'll finish my reel later. I do. I'm doing really good with it. It is a full-time job, though. But people will look at your social media and hire you based on your social media. Nothing now is, let me go to like the mom's page, the Facebook page.
yeah.
Let me Google.
Yeah.
Let me go and, we don't have phone books or anything anymore. But like, everyone's like, I want to see your page, and they will post your work, and if they want to hire you on your page. So if your lighting, if your pictures are off, if your consistency's off, oh, she hasn't posted in like a month, I don't know about
Well,
her.
that's me. I haven't posted in
that's
like a
been
month.
crazy.
But I thankfully, I have clients. I have, you know,
have
on book.
conversation,
Yeah.
time blocking,
Yes.
and, you know, like that's a whole nother.
I have such a love-hate relationship with social media because it's like a push and pull, right? Where anytime someone contacts me that's interested in my service, I always ask, how did you find me? And about 80% of them are from social media. So it's like, I can't hate it because that's how it pulls people in for me.
That's your
it is you
business.
guys.
You know, and that's where I get people from. So it's like, I have to, but then it's also like, you have to be consistent with it, you know, and the minute that you're not consistent with it, that's where you just kind of just get forgotten about easily. And then also for me, I don't know about you guys, but it's also just like a privacy aspect too. It's like, how much of your life are you willing to share?
I mean, how much do I post in my regular one? Like,
I never go on my personal page because I feel like, you know, my business page requires so much effort already, you know, so if it's like, that's where I'm going to put my time and effort into, but it's also, you know, I try to find that balance between what I'm willing to share with the world and what I'm willing to keep to myself. And I feel like to this day, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, I want like my clients and people to know me and see me, but at the same time, it's also like, I want to keep a little to myself.
And they do want to see you.
Yeah. They want to see the personal stuff.
They want to
know.
see
You
who
post
are.
that personal reel
They
or
love it.
photo, and I'm like, where have you been? You haven't liked my stuff in
Let me tell you something.
but I see you watching.
Yeah, I put the family on, and I have a lot more likes
Yeah.
and hits, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
Right, get more in my video, please.
Yeah.
I know.
Exactly.
And I get it. I totally understand it. It's just, I'm still trying to get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
That's my own
well, you
thing.
can also, side note on the personal thing, but you can also hire an intern, by the way, from Adelphi and Malloy. So I have from Malloy. If you guys want the contact,
You've
I'll
always
give it
told
to
me,
you.
yeah.
You can hire an intern. So I have one that comes
To do what?
social media.
Like,
You're training them though. So if you look at my first, like, your grid is very important. And like, if you see my first 9 grids, I had to like, I'm like, I'm not going to have you take it down, but you have to put like a page or something, like block that with like verbiage or something.
Okay.
Because your cover page, I don't like how it looks. Like it's a little, then when you scroll down, you see that it's me, myself, or one of the girls that works with me. And then, but I'm training her, right? So but like most of the thing was good, but you know, some of her caption was off, you know, like the music was good, you know, so she had
you're
some
training
good
them,
points,
yeah.
but I needed to train her to do other things. But listen, honestly, while I'm working, she's like running around the salon capturing footage. And then
It's actually a really good idea.
and then
That takes
you
more
know,
steps
she'll
and work.
use CapCut, which is another great program, and then be able to do that. And she'll edit everything and throw it on my page. Then I also have my drone, which you've seen, like my little like going into whatever. So, I mean, my biggest thing is beauty meets community. So that's where.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
No, I think it's great what you're doing. I mean, it unlocks a whole other thing where you're like pulling people, you know, you're going to into other small businesses and you're kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, it's smart.
And it is about the algorithm. So like using things like that, if they're telling you to use it, and they're trying it out, they're going to push your content out further because of the fact that you're, you know, using a new song that they put out or using a new tool. Like if they're asking you like, hey, try this new tool, use the new tool because they're going to push out your content way faster than anything else because they want to see how it does.
Songs,
Yeah.
stuff. You got to do all that.
And then also like to your points, like making it funny. You know, I try my best, but my best one was where I was laughing with the insurance guy because he really is a good friend. And we were both just fools. And the minute that the laughing came and this and that, like it got like even clients would come and like, oh my God, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not anything else. All the other ones were like, oh cool, you know. But the one that me and him were like engaging and laughing, like that.
And it's never like about hair. Like that people are like engaging. Never. No.
It's never about hair.
No, it's never about
I
hair.
think outside of the box in sense.
Yeah.
I always have
never about hair.
it back to your business, but you know, yeah. And
like that.
building your brand.
I know.
I like that.
There's such a, you know, a fine line between a sidebar. Oh my God, that's a good one. Balance or burnout, juggling it all. I mean, that just kind of goes into what we were just talking about.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff about work-life balance, and then they're like, "There's lies. You can't balance this. You can't do that."
You can. I feel like you can. But talking about burnout, I mean, we're coming into that time of burnout.
The holiday season.
The holiday season.
Yeah.
That's it gives me anxiety.
What do you guys? How do you guys feel when you get the last minute call? Can you fit me in this week? And you're like, I've been telling you 6 weeks ago.
You know,
to book for the holiday.
I don't feel bad because we have to turn them down. So it's great for us because we have the business, but I feel bad for them because we have to turn them down. But at the same time, like you got to balance your shit, girl.
Yeah.
I know. Got to plan ahead. But that's the thing is like, we're not the only ones that are juggling things, right? Like people are juggling life. They're juggling their own jobs. They're juggling being a parent, you know, all these other things. So it's like, you know, what may be a priority for us because this is our business. And for us, we're always pre-booking and planning ahead. We were just talking about that, right? Like in our own lives. Yeah. When we're making plans to see each other and to hang out, it's like, all right, I'm available in 6 weeks at this time, and this time, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
are
for
we
them,
eating? Are we not eating? Are we drinking? Or what are we talking?
Yeah, for them. And again, also relatable, right? Like y'all are parents, y'all are moms. So it's almost like, you know, for them, they're putting themselves last, right? Yeah. So like they're not thinking of like these services because you guys do hair and I do permanent makeup. Like that's something for themselves. That's self-care. So they're putting themselves last and that's why they're not thinking.
That's why they need
that
us
far ahead.
To be like, let's pre-book your appointment before you leave.
That's why we gotta.
Because we care about them and we want them to be happy and feel good and like just get in here, you know? Call me and cancel later, but like, get it in.
Yep.
But I think it's so important in regards, because I've experienced burnout. I mean, you know, I was lucky enough during the time of COVID when most businesses were struggling and shutting down. That was when I was at my busiest. And at that time, right, when things reopened, right, we weren't able to like hang out with friends and go do social events and this, that, and the third. So all I was doing was working. And because of the fact that I wasn't working for those 3 months, I was even more hungry to make that money that I lost. And I was working 6 days a week and I like easily, I think I did that for maybe like 8 months and I burnt myself out. And I was just like, this is not good. And then that's when I started establishing the trips. Right? Because travel gives me that opportunity to just kind of shut it all off, you know, and get away and kind of get that reset.
Does the trips affect your business in any way when you as salon owners go away?
I mean, of course, if I don't work, I don't make money, you know, but
it's different for you because you have seasons when you're really
It is
busy
different
or
for me.
slow.
For the most part, when I do my bigger trips, it's during the summer when I'm slow, so I'm not really missing out on anything.
Yeah,
but
I feel like for me, like I have to like plan ahead. Like, okay, if I'm taking this trip here, I got to add myself in on these days because I wouldn't be able to fit my clients in anywhere. So I always have to add days if I'm taking days out.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll, like, if I'm taking time off, like the weekend before or after, I'll add like a Sunday or a Monday.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Days
Just to
you're not
kind of,
normally
and that's
working.
if I'm really busy. You
Right.
know, if it's
Yeah.
kind of in the slower stage, then it's like, you know, I don't really need to. But no, I feel like it's
you
so
need that-
important for all of us
break.
as human beings to have that balance.
And I feel like being your own boss, having your own business, I feel like that's one thing, I mean, at least I've learned is trying to have that balance, you know, because when you're working under someone else, you can't really have a balance. You're kind of under their time, and if they tell you to work this day and these hours, you have to be there. And even if you're burnt out, you're burnt out because you're making them money. You're not making just yourself money. So I feel like when you are owning your own business, you're able to kind of balance it out a little bit more.
That's the beauty of it,
You know?
right? Is like
Yeah.
that flexibility
Right.
of
Yeah.
it. But
So I feel like becoming a business owner, it's kind of, like you said, in COVID, definitely felt the burnout. During the holiday seasons, I do feel the burnout. But then other than that, I do feel like we're able to have some sort of a balance.
right.
Which is needed.
Yeah. And that's what it is. Every business has like their busy season and their not so busy season, right? So like it's like when the money is there, you want to make it.
Right.
You got to make that money. The hustle is real. But when it's not there, then that's where you're just like, all right, and you make the time for yourself.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And your family and maybe a hobby, doing
Yep.
something that you want to do that helps you to just kind of like chill out a little bit.
You come back a better person.
Yeah.
You come
Yes,
back from
yes.
It's so
vacation,
true.
you
And
come
you're
back
ready.
better.
You're ready to, like,
you're ready
yeah,
to take it
Create some art, you know?
with
Yeah.
everything, your
Yeah.
career, your
Yeah.
parenting, or like your spouse, like
Yeah.
you're a better person.
You
have
are.
to.
You
I
are.
hate to say, but you have to like fill your cup
Yeah.
1st and then
Yeah.
everyone else. True. You know, I'm a better
And
person.
all that.
Yeah.
But
You
it's
have
it's
to.
important.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Well, they've only been open 2 years.
So-
So I have gone on vacation, but I'm like on the phone. I'm like
Constantly.
still working on other things.
And that's the biggest thing is like, how is that helping you if you're still working when
Yeah.
you're on
Right.
vacation?
So I do take like 2 days. I did good, but then I had to start working on a non-profit
You're like cracked out. You're like,
thing that I'm trying to.
I need to answer the emails.
Well, yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, like I have employees that are under me,
Right.
and so if I'm not working, then I'm not building stuff for them. You know what I mean? So I feel the need that I need to be working.
Do you feel guilty if you don't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's understandable.
So I
and
don't
see,
mind
that's
taking
where
a
it's
day or
different.
two to myself.
I don't have
enough.
employees. Well, I do. I have an assistant. But, you know, like all the other artists, there's independent contractors, right? So, like, they make their own schedules. Where I feel like if I had employees, it might be a little bit different, you know? But for me, it's like I'm only responsible really for myself.
Yeah.
So I think I understand
So it's a
that.
different kind of burnout,
Yeah.
especially when you're dealing with people's emotions and controlling.
yeah.
You know, like
You're
dynamics,
managing
Yeah,
all
you
these
know,
different
which I
parts
think
constantly.
is, you know, it takes a toll.
Yeah.
When you're trying to juggle all that, and then trying to be a mom, and then
A wife.
girls.
Yeah.
Another emotional baggage. And then, so yeah, so you know,
I know.
little by little, but it's just like you said, you have to fill your cup. I've been trying a little bit here and there, but
Yeah.
a day at a time. I can't.
That's it.
Time. It
I
really
try to
takes
conquer the world,
time.
and
Sometimes
apparently that's
years.
impossible.
No.
No, it's possible. I mean,
you'll
you know, I
get
see
there.
it within my own friends. You know, that my friends are able to do it. I see it even like with other artists that I follow, you know, how they're running their own business. They're moms to multiple children, you know what I mean? And they're still able to like block that time to just, you know, disconnect and get that reset because like you said before, you know, it's so important because you come back and you feel more creative. You know, you feel like you're able to give more of yourself because of the fact that your brain is not so like
Consumed with
you know,
so
like crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so it's so important.
Business mistake and what it taught you.
I feel like there is no mistakes in, like, yes, obviously there is mistakes, but I feel like anything that has been a mistake is definitely a learning experience. Like my husband always says, there's always failure with success. Like you can't be successful if you don't fail.
Right.
Absolutely.
You learn from it.
You learn from it.
Yeah.
But on the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
I think mine is not saying no. If somebody comes to me with unrealistic expectation.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good one.
I was like, yeah, I can get you to this color level 3 to a level 10 in one day, and it's not realistic.
No.
And then we're at that middle stage, and I learned that I can say no.
Like realistic
I've learned that I
expectations.
can turn people away.
Boundaries. I think boundaries is a big thing for me
mistake.
because,
Like,
you know, even when you become a business owner and you take on these assistants and you become, you know, essentially like their mentor, right? Like they're learning from you. I feel like my biggest takeaway with my assistant, who is an artist in training, is that you have to establish boundaries. You know, you can be so sweet and nice to people. I'm not saying that you can't, absolutely can, but then, you know, you're laying the groundwork to be taken advantage of very easily.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you know, and people are going to always push that envelope, and there's got to be a line at some point where it's just like,
You can't make everyone happy.
Right. Well,
That's
going
another-
back to that, you have to like educate them and tell them like, listen, this is what you're seeing. This could take, you know, so-and-so days to achieve, or where you're seeing on your phone that woman's wearing a wig. You know, like it's not
everything is,
realistic. AI.
oh,
Everything's
forget it.
AI, and
So that is another obstacle. I feel like as stylists we're dealing with is the AI, the lighting, not to get off a topic, but these mistakes of like, yes, we can do it, we can achieve it, but hold on, it's like AI on Pinterest.
yeah.
It's not, you know, so that's my mistakes of just saying, yeah, we can do it. No.
Karina, what do you think? What?
No, I agree with her, and I think that everything is a learning curve. Like, everybody makes either failures or mistakes or whatever you want to call it. It's how you turn out at the end of it that really counts. You know what I mean? Like, I have set boundaries with clients because we actually, the third week of me owning the salon, we had a fraudulent lady come in and, like, yeah, I've never heard of a bigger, like, spectacle that she did in the salon. It wasn't my client at the time, became my client because I was the owner and I was trying to tame her down a little bit. And she ended up, we Googled her name and she's had like 4 claims in like small business courts. So after that, I've decided to put boundaries. Once I get any kind of red flag that you're kind of crazy, that absolutely not. And but me and you have been trained never to do that. Like you always accept a client.
You always say yes.
You always say yes.
Right.
It's almost like the parent that kept telling the child.
Always say yes.
You always say yes. That like
never
it
turn
got
them
to a
down.
point where, you know, now at 43, I can honestly say I will not do your hair. That, and I would say marketing. I wouldn't say anything was a mistake, but again, being just the generous person I am, I'm like, okay, I'll support you, and your logo will go here.
Yeah.
So just taming my marketing money down a little bit, I think would be, and just really using it where I have a system that tells me where like the referrals come from, like as long as you input it, and then it'll give me the data afterwards. So just kind of knowing where your money's going and to make sure that it's worth what you're spending.
Right.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Absolutely. The red flags, I mean, that's just something that you have to learn. That's just experience.
Yeah.
You know, because I was raised in the same mindset, you know, that I
say
don't
no.
I don't want to say no. You know, I want to be able to always have a solution for someone. And even to this day with permanent makeup, right? Because you guys do hair, it's a little different. But even with permanent makeup, you know, when I first started, I would take on everybody, even people who have had previous work done before, you know, and then down the line, you see those same clients come back in and you see how it looks and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have taken him on as a client, you know, because now it's a representation of your work. And now I've learned to just at this point, you know, I take more pride in my brand and the longevity of my results. And I tell those people that I know that it's not going to end up looking good, like you should look into removal, you know, and they thank me for it because then ultimately by starting from scratch, they're able to have a better looking result long term. So, you know, it's all a learning curve. You know who I feel like is really good and she's not here? Jen. I feel like Jen is so good with
Jen is
doing
so great.
that with
and
her clients.
I feel like I love this topic of client connection because I love my clients. Like, I absolutely love my clients. I wait for the tea every time they come in. Like, what happened?
I know. It's like a novella. You're like, what?
Did you take him back? Did that crazy cousin of yours like go like berserk on you or like whatever it may be? I can't even tell you. I have people in my salon, whether it be in-laws. Go ahead.
After the holidays, this is the best tea ever, though.
What do you mean?
After the holidays.
Oh, because then the drama that unleashes during the holidays.
Yes, who got what? Yeah, I know. Like but besides that, I mean, I love my clients. Some of them I really wish we could go out and hang out and have a couple of
I
drinks.
actually have hung out with a few of my clients before.
I don't like hang out with my clients. I don't want to cross that
line.
boundary line of now.
But
we're
there's some that you
friends.
feel like you can.
But then I don't want to be like, oh, I'm not going to charge her that much because we hang out all the time. I feel
No,
like
but it's not an all the time thing.
like
It's just like a, you know.
I've had a great time
Some of
hanging
my
out with a
clients
few of
have
my
asked me to
clients.
drink with them. Sometimes I'll like depending on like the scenario. Sometimes they're super happy or something depressing happens, and I'm like, I got champagne in the back. Let me go open it.
Oh, they'll bring the whole bottle.
Yeah, bring the.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings
I'm pouring it for them.
definitely
I'm
bring them up.
about to start their highlight. They're like, you want to drink with me? I'm like, maybe after the highlight.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No, I don't say no. I don't say no. I'm like, I'll just have half and then I'll finish it at the end of your highlights. But yeah, no, it's
I like
just,
that.
yeah.
See,
no.
I'm so envious of y'all relationships with your clients because I get that from my returning clients, right? Because my first time clients, they come in and they're so nervous about, again, a more serious service that I do, right? I'm tattooing people's faces and I completely understand it. So it's a little bit more for me like hand holding, you know, from the beginning, you know, trying to educate them because I feel like the more I educate them and tell them about what I'm doing, then it puts their nerves and their mind at ease a little bit more, right? But then when they come back for their touch-ups, that's where I feel like I'm able to establish a little bit more of
a relationship.
like a connection.
Because now they have the trust. They knew
Correct.
the
You know, they've already gone through the scaries of it, you know, and they're healed and now they know what to expect and they're a little bit
plus
more.
we can't have a cocktail while they're with us.
I know.
The icebreaker is gone.
I know.
You could put a straw.
They can't leave.
No.
Their blood will get there, and they can't. They're not allowed to have any caffeine.
No alcohol, Karen. You should know this.
Whatever. I'm trying here for you guys.
Yeah. But no, honestly, my favorite, it's funny because through the years, I do get that feeling when like my clients come back for their annual or biannual touch-ups,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then down the line, I'm able to catch up with them and stuff like that. But like to get the tea, I don't really get tea because I don't see them as often.
Build that trust of like.
Well, I try from the beginning when I do the phone consults with them, but they still come in nervous. I mean, you know, think about your first time.
I'm still nervous.
That's right, you do. You still come in nervous.
Still coming nervous.
I know, it's normal. It's normal, but I think it's a beautiful thing, but I just don't see them as often as you guys
When
do.
they come back more and you'll start getting to see, I built this relationship with my clients over 25 years of, you know, they're sweet 16, then they're getting married, then
They're having kids.
Or their mother-in-law passes, and now we're in the stages of like their parents are dying, but the relationship that you form with
You've
your
grown
clients
with them.
is so special.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. And I have clients who have been with me from the beginning. You know, it's such a great, it really is such a great thing.
They can relate to you. They just want to like
be a part of your life.
Your positive energy. Because they can really go to anybody. Like, obviously, your work has to be amazing. But how many times have you had somebody go, I cheated on you because I couldn't get an appointment with you. And then they come back and they're like, oh my God, she jacked up my hair. I don't know so much about the brows. But they like who you are as a person. And that's why they're coming to you. You're selling yourself, basically. That return is you. You know?
Sometimes I don't even know how they tell me half of the things that they tell me. I'm just like,
well, when they do, they don't come back.
What? No, they do. No.
What I admire is the fact that there's no privacy in your salon. Like everybody is like right there.
They think they're like, you know, soft spoken, but I don't know. Jen will be like, what was happening? What was she saying? And I'm just like, listen. I'm like, you got to hear it from her. I'm like,
but
tell
I'm
her
with you.
it's like that.
That's what I hear.
Oh my God. No, but it's amazing. And I'm just like, wow, they're sitting here. I'm like, they don't even got to pay for a therapy session. They just, you know, they got it all out in my chair.
They're released.
Sit in a chair. They just want to tell you everything.
I sit in a chair and I'm just like falling asleep. I'm like, I don't want to talk. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to
I'm
me.
definitely, I'll do my pleasantries and then I'm just like, because I'm already talking all day long.
Especially like nails and my feet. Like, I'm just like, don't talk to me.
I'm
like,
tired.
Same.
I just
I want to read my book
I don't want any
I'm
human.
like, I'm bored. I'm out of my mind. Somebody talks to me. Somebody, come on.
no.
Lady next to you getting a pedicure.
Don't you remember when I went platinum blonde? I have to sit there for 3 hours trying to get platinum blonde.
Oh my God.
Girl.
Yeah.
I was like, Desiree, please sit next to me. Somebody talk to me. Somebody have. No,
me.
I can't sit
my
there for that
God,
long and
it's so
decompress.
It's easy for me.
You're laughing at me. I know because you're a psycho.
Clean, inclusive, sustainable, the future. All right. What is
the future of your business, and then what was the other one? Keeping up with the times is hard to keep up with the times when it's constantly
How am I going to do that without laughing?
Things are constant. All right, fact, right? No matter what industry within the beauty industry, beauty industry as a whole is constantly evolving and changing, right? So going back to what we were talking about before, how we have to continue to take classes, right? To stay in the know of like what is the new trend and what's coming out, and so that we're able to provide that service to our clients. And I feel like that can be whether it's hair, permanent makeup, lashes, whatever the case, makeup, you know. I feel like as an artist, again, going back to what we were saying before in regards of passion, is if you care about it and the future of your business and your brand, you're going to continue to invest in that education so that you can stay on top of it. I know I do that. Every year I'm constantly, I'm taking, whether it's another lip course, another brow. And it's cool because like no matter who I train with, I'm always picking up little tips and tricks along the way to help like better service my clients, you know, so that when they come back to me, I'm always able to provide exceptional service and longer lasting results. So I know that that's at least what I do for my clientele.
Yeah. And transitioning that into the business aspects, I think all of us have bobbed and weaved depending on what, like, you know, the scenario, what's, you know, the industry just changes so much that it's very hard to keep a certain business model and, you know, believe in what you believe in and just keep pushing forward. And I mean, things always come back around or don't come back around. I mean, I think everybody just kind of needs to stay in place of what their beliefs are and their passion is. And then I think it'll
transform.
Eventually, you know, transform to what you plan it to be. But it is very difficult when things are changing rapidly. Inflation's not a joke. And, you know, generational work ethic is not exactly how it was. And I'm sure people before that may say that about our generation or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think figuring out people's mindset and how to make that work for you is kind of like where it has to be.
Agreed. Yep. I mean, I agree. Yeah.
See us growing and changing with the times and keeping up with our education and just being like the best that we can be, serving, you know, our clients. Yeah. And
but I also feel like even though times are changing, you kind of always just go back to basics. Like you're not really, can you change a bob? Yeah, of course you could change a bob, but I mean, it always starts from the basic bob, you know, it's, you know, or
their foundation,
or your highlights. All right, fine. You're not doing, you know, thick, chunky highlights, but now you're weaving a little bit smaller to make baby lights. Or
I say you can't invent the color wheel. You can't reinvent the color. You can't reinvent the basics.
Right, exactly.
But you can take them and run with them and do your own style, your own brand.
So as much as everything is evolving, I feel like at the same time, you kind of just always go back to basics at some point.
Yeah, I know for me, a lot of times when people contact me, because right now the biggest trend is like thick brows, right? Thick, fluffy brows. So when people,
I want to do thicker now.
Some people are just coloring in their brows like way too thick.
It gets a little crazy. It gets crazy. But, you know, a lot of clients, their biggest concern to me is always, you know, that they don't want to do that because what if the trend changed? And my answer is, I mean, at least the way that I do my brows is that's why if you just hug it as tight as possible to what your natural is, you know, it's going to be timeless. End of story. A fuller brow is just not going to change over time. If you want to pick up a pencil once they're healed and you're going out for a night out and you want to have a thicker looking brow for that night, do it. But for an everyday look, you want to keep it more timeless. You know, it doesn't change in that in regard.
Brows.
What'd you say?
I just got inspired to do thicker brows.
Is that trending?
Thicker brows have been trending for a while. Yeah.
I thought they went away.
No, I mean, at one point, who was it that was trying to bring out the blonde and the really thin brows?
Yeah, like
was
Miley Cyrus.
or like Kim K or something. Someone.
yeah.
And I was just like, oh God. I was like, I hope that doesn't come back. But I feel like, you know, the generation before us, like they'll never fall for that again. They're like, absolutely not. We'll never go thinner. They've already been victims of the 90s thin brow. It ruined a lot of us.
Thin. That was
thin.
That was bad. I went super thin.
I remember
We all did.
Yeah.
one line.
We all did.
It was one line. I used to pluck.
Keep going.
Pluck. Yeah.
Little thick in the corner. I'm not going to tell you what it looks
I'm like, if you,
Well,
it's funny because so many of my clients come in and they show me their kids' brows and I'm like, oh my God, these are beautiful. And of course, I'm always like, tell them not to touch them. I'm like, if you want to be creative and you want to sit here and see what it would look like with a thinner brow, just like take some tape or like some concealer and just put it over. There's no reason to like sit here and start messing with your brows. I'm telling you, the minute you go thinner, you're going to wish you didn't. You're going to wish you
They'll
didn't.
just come for you. That's it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That will work for me in the future.
Thanks for having me, Steph.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Thank you.
Guys.
That was
It
so
was
natural.
fun.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta, have cocktails next time. It's a little risk.
Yeah. Just like a little shot.
Little shot. Something. Like just something.
I'm just thinking of your clients strolling.
Trust me, a lot of my clients wish
I
they,
would love to see.
whether it was like a cocktail that, like a little IV infusion with booze, or even like some of my clients with the
When you
vape.
mentioned that was like blood
Yeah.
down the person's face heavily 10 minutes
Like, well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.